I'm tired. I didn't want to be making this video, but I have to. Because if I make a video, I'm gonna get a million fucking comments about, oh, what's your take on the whole current fucking Wizden bullshit? That, and it kind of affects literally every server again, and every fucking server was offline for a day due to this. So, before I get to ranting, because trust me, this is going to be an unfettered fucking rant, I need to make a couple things clear. First of all, a lot of what I'm going to be saying here is based off of what Not a Slug, the apparent host of Cosmetic Drift, which is a server I've yet to be invited to, please let me invite, I want to experience your server, please, has listed on their blog. Now, the reason I'm using this as a comprehensive breakdown of everything is because Not a Slug has been given corrections based on information from both quote-unquote sides of this, including Princess and AXE, who are people you will find out later, as well as fucking PJB herself. So, I also need to discuss that everything I'm about to say involves current, or attempting to be current, leaders of Wizard's Den. If you're unaware, the Wizard's Den servers are the servers that host the hub, the authentication servers, what you use to log in with your Space Station 14 account to then play on a server. If you want to connect to a server from the Steam page of Space Station 14, you would need to connect through the Wizard's Den auth servers. As of this video, the person currently in control of those authentication servers is still PJB. And as PJB is a current owner of the auth servers, and everyone else involved, including Dr. Smugleaf, AXE, and Princess Cheeseballs, as well as a Julian, who is going to be one of the key holders of the entire Space Station 14 project, I guess, they are open to be talked about. For the unaware, I have a policy where I only discuss the doings and happenings of players or of people who are in leadership positions. Using Funky Station as an example, Tadio and Raid Beyond, both are hosts, both are good to be talked about. Sal, a headman, one of two, I don't know the name of the other one, good to be talked about. However, game staff, such as Farron, O'Berry, McCanky, or Dr. Elzoy, or Icepick / Cyanide, are all ineligible to be discussed outside of vague terms referring to them as an admin without their express consent, because they're just admins, they're not trying to be leaders, they're not going to be as impactful upon a server. Unless they do something specific that needs calling out. For example, if, hypothetically, O'Berry decided to go on and say a whole bunch of slurs, and then I reported that to a higher-up at Funky Station, and they did nothing, of course I need to discuss how this admin said like 20 slurs, and the upper echelon of the admin team didn't do anything. That is the only time I will discuss a basic game admin who is not in a leadership position of a server. With that, we can now get on to first, what the fuck happened? So, thank you to Not a Slug for organizing this. We're going to start at the Wizard's Den admin walkout. As on November 10th, all the way back in 2024, all of the majority, or most of the Wizden's game admins, along with all three headmans, opted to leave, citing concerns with toxicity among leadership, several locked attempts to improve security, and a general feeling the admin team was being exploited and ignored. There's an entire article about that. I'm not going to discuss it further here, because this is mainly just context that there has been a lot of issues involving PJB before this, before the big one. There's also the dwarf incident. This was an incident on February the 10th, I believe, of this year. PJB created 2 requests on the content repository, one for removes dwarves and another that removes text replacement accents. There was a lot of people that didn't like these PRs. PJB proceeded to merge them anyway. After this happened, and to be clear, PJB disagrees on this point, as noted in this again blog write-up that Not a Slug has made. PJB disagrees that this happened, and I assume their disagreement is saying that the policy was always that maintainers can override PRs, especially wizards, because PJB is a wizard, or was a wizard, I guess. So, they allegedly, although they deny this, they gave themselves post de facto permission to make changes without that. After this, PJB transferred the ownership of Discord to Smugleaf, took a break. PJB also disagrees on this. During this ordeal, longtime admin Captain John Luke was banned from the Wizard server for allegedly providing constructive feedback. PJB disagrees on this as well. There's an entire write-up on from their perspective on what happened. They also there was also Chief Engineer, former headman of Wizden, who was also banned at this time, who you can also find the perspective of. I'm not going to link the full list of this because I don't want to crash this guy's like blog website like a dick, but essentially a lot of people are getting banned for having issues with PJB. PJB allegedly took a break then. Now, shortly before PJB's break, in which they basically just fucking vanished from Wizden, a letter directed to PJB from the Wizden staff was created requesting change. Now, during the break, there was apparently a massive rant from a particular server who has requested to not be named in this actual document, so I won't name them here, involving some, like, gigantic fucking rant and something or other. I don't know. It's kept very vague, so I'm going to keep this vague in this video as well. Now, PJB on May the 2nd returned from their break and removed a large portion of the staff without prior consultation and created the linked thread. After a large community outcry, she decided to remove staff nowadays and somebody take over project management. This is a summarization of everything that happened in the last video I talked about. And that video was an hour long, so I'll summarize it here. Basically, PJB returns, fires pretty much everyone that signed that letter, including the active headmen and a lot of the admin team and a lot of maintainers. If you don't know what the peoples do, they're important to make sure the server, fucking functions. Now, Wizard's Den then proceeded to be in talks with her and her lawyers about transferring ownership of assets along forming an EV intrageneratorian organization in Germany to manage the money. Now, to be clear, at this point, PJB and Wizard's Den are apparently now separate entities. And I also should probably include a disclaimer that this isn't legal advice and I barely know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just giving you the context so that when I fucking rant, I don't have to constantly explain what the hell I'm talking about. Because I have a lot of really fucking pissed off things to say right now. And I'm trying to remain neutral so that everyone understands the facts and can form their own opinions before I go off. Okay? Okay. Now, the formation of the SS-14 Continuous Commission then happened. Now, a lot of forks met to discuss plans for forking the engine. Now, formal disclaimer from Not a Slug being involved in the Continuous Commission. The first meeting lasted for 2 hours and ultimately decided to reframe forking the engine, allow Wizden some time to get back on their feet. Groups continued to meet every other week since then. The following public statement was made. We as stakeholders in the wider 14 ecosystem hold that for needed authority keys we transfer to a new team comprised of both current and returning members, and we will find ways to fork the new team if it was formed. We recognize difficulty in doing a hard engine platform fork, but can collaborate to do this if needed for the survival benefit of all of our servers. We recognize this exposed a large risk to the project, and we commit to future collaboration to make it easier in the future so that Wizden or a future central service/hub cannot be a single port of failure and an existential risk to the project before us. If that's a lot of words, let me summarize it. Point 1. We want a new fucking team to hold the keys. We want people to work on the engine because holy shit, that thing is complicated as fuck. And we also don't want a single fucking point of failure to cause the entire project to break the fuck down. Then, a few days after this, I believe a few days after this, I don't know. The timeline's weird. After this, PJB set the following message with which says staff. That's a mouthful. Basically, it's time to be petty. I have nothing to lose. I was just informed that Smug and Jezzy, Dr. Smugleaf, one of the wizards and current host of RMC, and Jezzy, who I do not know, but I believe is Smugleaf's girlfriend, have been repeatedly spreading lies that I drove Jezzy to suicide. And now the video is demonetized. I probably wasn't going to monetize this anyway. I'm not monetizing this one. I feel weird monetizing this. I headed off this project thinking that at least Smug had her head on straight. Seeing that I got backstabbed even by her so she could nepotism her girlfriend just pissed me off. So have fun. False wizards have been removed from everything I still key in. You want to say this project? I want an apology from fucking all of you for that piss-ass letter, especially Smug for the most recent shit. So let's follow up with a more diplomatic public post, who I will now look at in an archive thing. Sorry, but I'm out shit again. Oh, this is from SS14 forums. I discovered that Smugleaf was writing line in multiple discords that I bullied her girlfriend to suicide a year and a half ago. This claim is entirely bullshit. In response, I've ruined her bridge again. Rest mentioned for the third time, she stashed emotions, led to an incident around the same time a year and a half ago where after remove Smug's access, goes suddenly to coup the project. Why? Because it refuses to reinstate her girlfriend to full authority after a series of project drama she was involved in. The near suicide was not caused by me, but it was absolutely part of why I refused to assign that position. I assumed that things have been solved back then in a Discord group DM I'm failing to pull up, but instead I discovered that Smug has been lying to my face for the past year and a half and blatantly ejected nepotism of her girlfriend who would unqualified position again. I would have made this post if Smug didn't use her position in multiple SS4 communities to spread blatant lies about me, but here we are. To everyone that wants Smugleaf in a leadership position, you think I'm fucking bad? Wait till you see all of the screenshots of Smug threatening to directly demote the maintainers. The only reason y'all fucking upstream mates don't have an issue with Smug is because she's been absent from upstream for the last 2 years, not because she's any fucking better than me. I'll have thoughts on that, on everything that PJB just said in this public letter later, because I have a lot to say about it. Now, then something else happened. There was a hack, in quotes, on off the servers and legal action for the Wizden team. The all servers and forums were taken down with PJB claiming they were hacked. Now, the word hacked depends on your definition here. Essentially, PJB discovered that Wizden had shell access to the servers and took them down to remove that shell access, presumably. I don't know what the fuck shell access means. In fact, I'm going to Google that. Shell access. No, not shell accessories, you fucking goddamn. Shell access servers. Free shell servers online, text-based. Okay, basically it allows administrators to freely and securely execute commands, manage system configurations, transfer files across unsecured networks. Okay, so basically it means they have access to the fucking servers. Why not just say that? Jesus. Now, if you consider Wizden having access to the auth servers as a hack, that's your choice. If you don't, then you don't. Now, I don't, personally, because it's fucking Wizden, not PJB, but that's just my thoughts. I'll have more thoughts later. Now, the Wizden team has opted to send PJB a cease and desist. There's a lot of fucking, and there are actual legal documents from a actual lawyer. So, we have legal shit involved in this. This also contains PJB's full name. I'm not going to say PJB's full fucking name for a goddamn obvious reason. And I need to reiterate. Do not fucking harass anyone involved. You're just going to add shit to the fire, you stupid motherfucker. So, basically Wizden is legally demanding that PJB stop fucking having all of the Wizden shit and hand it the fuck over to Wizden. Yeah. They basically just demanded, hey, hand this over, but in a legalese way. And I've seen cease and desist before. And again, I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice, but from what I've seen, cease and desists are basically just a company saying, stop doing this shit, or else we'll have legal recourse and proof that you're doing it multiple times when we take this to court. And nobody involved wants us to go to court because obviously the amount of fucking time that would take is insanity. The amount of time and effort for fucking space station drama. That would take? No. No one wants this. So, the auth servers are now back online and run by PJB. After this entire shit show happened where PJB pulled the plug. Then, something else happened shortly after the auth servers were taken down. RMC, Rudy's Marine Corps, got hacked. They were compromised. Now, it is unknown if how this happened. If this was someone with shell access backdooring the server, or if an exploit was used, or whatever. There's no evidence PJB is involved, and frankly, nobody knows what the fuck happened. Period. Like, just straight up. Nobody knows what the fuck happened with this. At all. Now, there's the final point of, is it safe to play Space Station 14 right now? As of right now, it is safe if you trust PJB. However, don't join Wizard's Den, because turns out none of the fucking admins on, like, the Wizard's Den servers have their admin permissions. So Wizard's Den is currently being hosted without admins. So there's effectively no fucking rules. So there's just raiders constantly. Don't go play there. Play on a different fucking server. Now, Smugleaf is probably going to come out with a full, forensic review from their administrator or whatever. And there's also like a whole thing happening where fucking... Okay, let's just move on. Okay, Wizden update. Saturday, June the 6th at fucking whoever. Minor change of raid format and blame me for it looking like shit is hard to adapt a Discord message to a website. You're trying your best, not a slug. I appreciate it. Seriously, I do. And, like, this has made this video so much fucking easier to make. Because I don't have to do research. Fucking trying to figure out what the hell is happening with everyone claiming bullshit is impossible. Anyway. So, there's a whole letter going on and shit. And it's like... There's a whole fucking thing here. So, we're issuing this update to provide clarity on recent infrastructure downtime and to address ongoing misinformation regarding the project. A former contributor stepped down for the project leadership to agree to transfer operational keys to the newly founded leadership team. Unfortunately, attempts to formalize the transmission were met with shifting demands, and the former contributor subsequently used legacy access to revoke permission of the core team to restrict access to vital infrastructure. Response to these unauthorized lockouts, Wizard's Den leadership team, operating under a former legal entity, issued a cease and desist. So, auth servers are under ownership of Space Station 14, or of PJB. The migration, we're activating mining the official Wizden servers, including secure, team control, and production advisory available, prize remains so you can upgrade bookmarks. Appreciate the thing. There's a whole point on fucking, hey, like, if someone is really feeling bad about this, suicide prevention cross lifelines or whatever, because, trust me, I'm tired, and I imagine there's a lot of other people that are directly involved with this shit, or they're tired as well. Very tired. So, there's also a timeline event so far, according to Wizden. And I'll be honest, a lot of this is just like, fucking, I don't care. But that's about it of the whole thing. Like PJB's corrections. PJB's corrections claim that John Luke was banned for trolling the discussion acting in blatant bad faith. Got a public log. This further affected the PRs they made. So John Luke bullshit that I don't care about. Did not go on break at all here, even though you were entirely absent. Okay. They claim maintainer policy explicitly allowed Wizards to override the regular review process. I don't know. I don't care. Wizden staff boasted about using a backdoor for this purpose. Here's what I do care about. That if normal shell access, whatever this they use, are entirely unauthorized. So, PJB claims that the Wizard staff used a backdoor to get into the authentication servers without PJB's, like, knowledge or permission. If this is true, I don't know. This is just what they're claiming. And with that, we have officially gotten to the end of Not a Slug's very, very helpful write-up. Shout out to you, Not a Slug. I'd say shout out to Cosmotic Drift, but I'm pretty sure that's an invite-only server. Yeah. Shout out to Not a Slug for this very helpful write-up. Trust me, I will have a lot more positive shout-outs at the end of this. Don't worry. But for now, just let me get on my fucking rant, because I have a lot to say now. Now we have all the facts straight. Everything I'm about to say is my opinion from here. Do not harass anyone because of the YouTuber's opinion. Do not also parrot the opinion of the YouTuber. Do not worship the YouTuber. For fuck's sake. Like, seriously. I'm making this rant video because I don't like saying I speak for anyone. I don't like to say that. I don't like to claim that I speak for anyone. But I'm pretty fucking sure I speak for like pretty much everyone in the community when I say, holy fucking shit, you people are fucking children. What the fuck is wrong with you motherfuckers? For reference, and I'm going to be making some fucking straight up, whole ass, like, call outs here, okay? A lot of call outs here. And I am very, very pissed at almost everyone involved here. Because there is no person here who is entirely at fault. No, not even PJB. Could PJB be not stupid? Obviously. But PJB clearly is clearly not doing well mentally, by their own admission multiple times. So what do? Let's push PJB, who said they wanted to transfer the entire project to ongoing leaders. Let's do stupid fucking shit and poke the goddamn bear. Is PJB entirely in the right for reacting this way? No. However, at the same time, you could also just not be stupid. Yeah. Now, I have a couple of callouts to make here. In addition to the whole callout of everyone generally acting like fucking children and refusing to behave in a way that is cordial for some fucking reason. First of all, I would like to call out Captain John Luke, the host of RMC. I know that I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, and this is likely to be one of my most downvoted videos. But you are to be one of the major hosts of the entire Space Station 14 project. You are going to, again, I want to continue this here, you are going to be one of the key holders, one of the most important people in this entire project. What's the first thing you do with your hypothetical newfound position at the tippy top alongside two other people? The moment the auth servers go down, you immediately assume PJB has deleted them completely and utterly, despite PJB apparently making no actual threat to actually delete them. Again, I've seen multiple claims that PJB has deleted that PJB did end up deleting the auth servers. This is just fundamentally not fucking true because the auth servers are back up and running now. And also, you don't immediately assume the auth servers went offline because PJB fucking deleted them because they went offline. Guess what, motherfucker? The auth servers have gone off before. You want to know why they went off? Because the servers went down as a normal thing. Because maintenance had to be performed. Because of several things, both involving PJB doing normal server maintenance shit and involving PJB, not involving PJB to do other shit. So posting, do not leave RMC because PJB deleted the auth servers, you won't be able to rejoin, is fucking humongously and incredibly irresponsible. You are a host of a server. You are going to be the key holder of Wizden. You should not be posting unconfirmed, unsubstantiated assumptions. And again, I've been following all this for a bit, and I have yet to see a single screenshot of anything PJB has said that they actually attempted to delete anything. So, let's say, for reference, it is a vague internal, which, trust me, I'll be talking about PJB in a fucking moment. But in this letter, PJB want to save this project, want to fucking apologize from all you, or I pissed this letter, especially the bugs for the shit. Now, PJB removed the wizards for everything they sought a key in. Now, PJB said, you want to save this project? I want an apology. Now, this could be interpreted as PJB deleted the auth servers. However, it could also be interpreted as PJB being fucking petty, because that's what they're doing. And unless you confirm that, as a host, you should not be in a fucking position to claim that this has happened. This is why, in this video, I am clearly stating, allegedly, and this is my opinion. I'm not confirming anything in this fucking video. I'm simply taking what other people have said, trusting that and believing that they know at least what they're talking about. I'm trusting Not a Slug to have done the research. And if Not a Slug hasn't done the proper research, or even that Not a Slug is missing some context, because for reference, and fuck it, let's do the full call out now. Every single motherfucker involved in this has a million fucking receipts of what's happening behind closed doors, and yet they're not posting them. What does that say? You ever see those YouTuber callouts where some YouTuber gets accused of doing some horrific shit and they immediately fucking post everything to clear their name? You know, with quite pyrocynical, 2 examples. You want to know why those people posted the entire receipts? Because they had nothing to fucking hide. Well, pyrocynical had the whole furry thing, and I guess maybe quite did. I don't fucking remember. By the way, the whole fucking point here is that they immediately posted the receipts of everything because they wanted the truth out. The reason half of you motherfuckers, despite apparently all of you going up in arms, this is where we're fully deleting all of this and fucking caving in everyone's skulls or whatever, and we're gonna fucking get rid of PJB, we're gonna make our own blackjack and hookers. The reason you motherfuckers haven't posted this, yet apparently saying numerous times that this is the end and you're just gonna fucking dump it all, is because you're all hiding the fact that you're all fucking petty, annoying motherfuckers. And I am not confident that those receipts even exist, actually. But I know that there's a lot of missing fucking context. And a lot of this shit keeps happening behind closed doors. Because all of this is a small group of like 6 to 10 motherfuckers who are all making this stupid fucking drama everyone else's problem. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine having a fucking fight with someone and you proceed to hold hostage something that thousands of people give a shit about? Really? Really? So, that's all the problems I have with Smugleaf and the entire fucking people. PJB, can you just fucking hand them over already? Like, okay, PJB, I'm gonna speak to you as a very concerned player, incredibly concerned player. Hand them over to whoever the fuck, and if they suck, you get to say I told you so. That's it. That's it. That's all you have to do. That's all anyone expects from you at this point. If Smugleaf sucks dick, if Jibble sucks dick, if Julian sucks dick, if they're all fucking terrible leaders who do literally nothing besides cause a million godforsaken problems and just generally fuck everything up, then you get to say I told you so. You claim to have wanted to fuck off and leave this project behind 100 times. Again, you have claimed that you wanted to leave. Fine, you fucking win. 9 years of my life. Decided to successor. I'll transfer literally everything. You have not transferred literally anything. You can have this project and you can choke on it for all I care. Yeah, do that. Some motherfuckers, I don't know who, which, for reference, that's another thing. Why the fuck are these 3 in charge? These wizards? These community leads? Why is this entirely a Wizden thing? Space Station's far fucking bigger than just Wizden at this point. Like, come on. I don't know how the hell these 3 were decided, but clearly, somewhere along the line, there's been a fucking mistake. Somewhere along the line, you had to, like, someone fucking got in and fucked this whole process up. Because 2 of 3 motherfuckers involved in this shit have posted unfulfilled, unsubstantiated horse shit into public channels. Yeah. Yeah. So, back to PJB. You have claimed that you want to fuck off. You haven't. Why? You want us to choke? You want the people to choke on the project. Then let them choke on it. It's like, you can be done. You can be free. And I know you are an excellent coder who is coding for other things. I know because I've seen you do it. While all this shit is happening, you've been helping to code other things. You are a fantastic fucking coder. Just leave. Okay? I get that it hurts to leave something that you spent 9 years building behind, even in the hands of someone that you don't trust. And I fully understand that. But you're already way past the point of no return. By claiming that you wanted to fuck off and leave the project, you can do that. You have to. You've claimed you wanted to. You cannot pull that back. If you wanted to pull that back, you could have addressed the letter in a better way, okay? At a certain point, you have to accept that there's a limit to how much you can claw back, and you far past it. Give up. So, Princess Chibbles. It was apparently he, him, okay. Chibbles. You have been the community lead for, what is this, about a fucking month at this point? Sure, let's call it a month. And during this time, you have spread fear and uncertainty, and also spread unsubstantiated, unconfirmed bullshit, and just like Smugleaf did, with the whole apparently Smug and Jesse spreading lies that I drove Jesse's suicide, which I should probably address that firmly. Now, I don't know the truth of whether this whole Smug Jesse suicide thing actually happened, is true, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the truth of that. I don't know whether that is fact or fiction, okay? And you are fairly well within your right to tell other people this took place, I guess. But at the same time, could you not have just fucking waited? Seriously. According to PJB, and if PJB was lying about this, then guess what? If you just shut the fuck up, you would have been able to fucking hand this over. You couldn't have waited until the keys were in the fucking bag before you started saying this? No? No, you had to kick the hornet's nest right now. You had to go off and just say something. You want to know why, like, people in, like, active negotiations for things don't go behind their back and spread and, like, tell their fucking, like, random fucking dude behind their back that, like, oh, hey, by the way, this guy fucking took a shit on my lawn? Even if it's the truth? Because it just escalates things. And again, if PGP actually did do that, then sure, they're a piece of shit. Whatever. I'm saying that right now, during this entire shit show, this was not the fucking time to do this or talk about this. Christ. Back to Chibbles, because you're not fucking... I'm not done with you. Chibbles. As the quote-unquote community lead, your primary goal during this period was to create transparency and trust between Upstream and the rest of the 14 community. To begin that relationship, I would like to talk about a proper bridge between Upstream and Downstream. They're currently in contact with project leads from servers to finally integrate downstreams into the Upstream ecosystem. Early chances of planning this, blah, 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 blah. Since then, you have stated that that PJB has elected to delete several keys of key SS14 infrastructure. The same unsubstantiated thing that Smugleaf said. In addition, you have decided to, in your public letter, call PJB a former contributor that stepped out from project leadership and retransferred the operational keys to the newly founded leadership team. And I'll be honest, PJB is not clear of criticism. Don't get me wrong. PJB, along with fucking everyone, is acting like a child and escalating this far beyond any fucking capability. and is just clawing back things they've said constantly. But at the same time, it's the same thing with Smugly. You have to be such a fucking dick about it. You couldn't have said a longtime coder. You couldn't have said a longtime leader. You couldn't have said a longtime host. You couldn't have said a longtime anything. No, you had to say a former contributor. You had to say it, huh? You had to say language, to say and use language that is demeaning and neglects the insane amount of effort that PJB has put into Space Station 14. Because again, I want to remind you, I don't know how long you have been working on Space Station 14, but I highly, highly doubt it is more than fucking PJB has been working on this project. And again, I will repeat this. PJB has done more for Space Station 14 than any other coder ever. No other coder even comes close, and I know this because they made pretty much the entire fucking engine. So, when you use the language that PJB is just, a former contributor, that's, you know, that's, you have to know. I don't believe that this is just a mistake in language. No, I believe that this is an intentional thing of saying, of downplaying how much PJB has contributed to this fucking project. Okay? And I really just don't, do not, very much do not appreciate the idea that you are going to kick the fucking hornet's nest. Again, for this entire shit show, you're going to kick the fucking hornet's nest. So, those are the people in charge of this shit show. And holy fuck. Now, you may be wondering, who the fuck is Julian? Julian's someone I mentioned. Julian is someone who is supposed to be one of the key holders. Yet, Julian has had the privilege of not doing fucking anything public. And as such, I have no complaints. I don't know what the hell he does, but he's certainly better than the other two supposed new fucking key holders who have gone out of their fucking way. Sorry, hold on 1 second. There's 3 key holders. So Julian, Smugleaf, and Raysama. Oh, Chibbles isn't a key holder. Oh. Okay, I don't know who the fuck Raysama is, but sure. Head game admin alongside Admiral. Okay, shit. I don't know who the fuck Raysama is, but I guess they're also free of this. But so it's just Smugleaf being a dumbass with the unconfirmed, unsubstantiated bullshit and spreading that PJB fucking deleted the auth when they clearly didn't, and like all that shit. Now, the rest of this video is going to be something I'm glad I get to be able to do, because I get to say that despite all of this horseshit, all of this crap, there's still a silver fucking lining. And that silver lining is one fucking man, Tay-Dio. I hope that you don't list your fucking pronouns anymore, okay? Don't blame me. Why? Because the day that the authentication servers went offline, which, again, if you think PJB was in the right to discontinue the auth and shut it down, and blah, then that's your own choice. Tay-Dio, I was pulled into a a voice call in which Tay-Dio, host of Funky Station, proceeded to get a jank as fuck but working authentication service up to get Funky Station back online. And they proceeded to give this to other servers as well for basically fucking free, creating a temporary Funky off. Okay? Reference. Believe the blah blah blah. Yeah, cool. Funky has helped get RMC back online after the hack, thanks to Tay-Dio and Rainbeyond. I don't know how much Rainbeyond contributed to this, but I'm just gonna say Rainbeyond also fucking helps. Tay-Dio is just much more public, so it's easier to identify. Tay-Dio did this than Rainbeyond, but I'm gonna assume both of them did this shit, to where they got several fucking servers back up and running. Like, just straight the fuck up. Exactly. Like the day it was shut down, I was up and playing in Space Station 14 on Funky Station Cerna. And they spread this to other fucking servers. Now, this determines, do you trust Tadia with your authentication data and your IP and whatever? Well, the answer is yes, I do. Because if you are logged on to the normal auth servers right now, you trust PJB, and I'll be honest, I trust Tadia a lot fucking more. Seriously. I cannot say this enough. Tadio is a fucking legend. Tadio has been civil, yet also firm when he needs to. And I cannot glaze them enough. Seriously. Tadio is like the savior of this fucking game. I'd also like to give shoutouts to Armok. Armok, during this entire shit show, going on the Reddit and saying he himself is in talks with motherfuckers to get shit back online, did an insane amount to quell not just mine, but everyone's concerns and fears about the future of 14. Now, did Armok actually do this? I don't know. Or whatever. Goob host servers down until Wizden auth is fixed, so he didn't actually make his own auth at some point, I guess, but at the same time, you cannot deny that he was completely willing and getting out there to get this done, to get shit back working. So, shoutouts to Arbok. Seriously. I'd also like to give shoutouts to Wizden Headman, Admiral Obvious. For reference, Admiral Obvious has been in my Discord providing unfiltered answers to all my questions. He's the reason I know that the Wizden servers that the currently hosted Wizden servers, which are apparently adminless, well, he's the reason I know they're adminless, because he told me. And let me tell you, motherfucker's never told a lie. He's also, during the entire shit show, not said unsubstantiated bullshit. Which is, again, more than most people can say in this fucking shit show. Seriously, Admiral Obvious, cannot shout you out enough. You've been a stalwart voice of calm throughout this entire shit show. But, yeah. He also confirmed that you can bypass the thing on off if you wanted to play on a local host during this. So he was out there getting the fears back in order and trying to quell the flames of this shit show that the people above him made. Which is more I can say for you, Chibbles, you community lead. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. I hope that this video... real quick summary. Pretty much everyone involved in this at the top line... Actually, no, not everyone involved. Basically, Smugleaf is said unsubstantiated, unproven bullshit that caused shit to get worse and everyone to panic. Chibbles, despite being a community lead, also spread unsubstantiated bullshit that caused shit to get worse. Chibbles and Smugleaf both have used language that is unsubstantiated and bullshit and directly demeaning to PJB instead of... And again, I get it. I get that PJB is pissing you guys off. At the same time, you're the fucking, supposed, big community leads. Be cordial. At least you can say, if you're fully cordial with PJB, you can say afterwards that PJB was being uncivil and uncordial while you were. But you can't say that now, can you? And it's also hard to find ammunition against some people that are cordial and calm. So, with them being stupid, and PJB deciding to vague post fucking constantly, backclaw what they said a million fucking times, and just generally cause problems, for everyone involved. Because for reference, PJB being fucking annoying to the like upper management is not new. Like again, the admin walkout should have been the change where this shit was where shit like this was changed to never happen again. But that didn't happen. Now did it? Instead, it was basically ignored. And then this shit happened where everyone got demoted and PJB decides to leave. PJB then decides not to fucking leave because they are petty. Literally, their words. They're petty. What are we, kindergarten? And I'd like to give positive shoutouts to, again, cannot say this enough, Tadio. Holy fucking shit. Absolute goddamn legend. As well as Arbok and Admiral Obvious for like trying to quell the fire that the people in like at the top of this whole shit show created. So, to summarize fully, no, Space Station 14 is not dying. You want to know why? Because Starlight is also doing something. Shoutouts to the Starlight team, because I have no fucking idea who among them did this. I'm just going to say their whole fucking team. They have their own fucking, like, goddamn authentication thing using Discord to play on their servers. So if the hub goes down again, good. They can keep playing. You can also use it to connect to the normal servers. It just has their own servers highlighted because fucking obviously, of course they do. Like, of course they'd highlight their own fucking servers on their goddamn machine, you know? Tadio has also created Funky Launcher, which has automatic support for Funky Auth as well as switching to the current auth servers on the Space Station 14 domain, which is the rest of the servers. All open source, of course. So, again, Funky Station, which I assume both hosts, as well as like a lot of the contributors and maintainers, contributed to this, made an alternative launcher. This is perfect because, quite frankly, every other alternative launcher or alternative hub was dog shit. Including a minor thing. If you go to Space Station Beyond, first of all, don't download it because it's a spite fork made by some guy. I don't fucking know. But basically, Space Station Beyond has a trailer on their store, which contains one of my fucking clips. No, I did not give them permission to use one of my fucking clips in their thing. So, yeah, that's just the reason right there why we don't use the alternative hubs. Because they're just fucking annoying. Like, just straight up. Like, the kind of people that would just straight up freely go, oh, let me take this YouTuber's clip and try to associate them with our project. And I don't know if they did this intentionally, but, like, come on, you can't just do that, you know? Like, that's the kind of people that host these fucking other hubs. And now we have people who aren't dehubbed for causing issues intentionally on the entire fucking, like, upstream of Space Station 14. So, with that, we're done. I'm tired. And I hope this video doesn't give you the context. Because, again, I'm not confirming shit. This shit's still fucking happening. And it's probably going to keep happening for a while, though. But, at the very least, I hope that you're able to find some solace that I'm just as fucking tired of this shit as you are. Thank you to my channel members. What I Mansion Boy, Store, Biffed, Talk Out Sedver, Modern Jedi, Mr. XT Awesome, Nubbo, The Lazy Hungarian, Just a Period, Flansick, Headload, Reverse Beer, Wakefield H, Use Face, Stalter, Someone Can't, North Star, and Philbin Tebow. If you're wondering why videos have been slow, it's because of this, because every time I think about Space Station, I have to think about the fact that it's exploding. But now we have a proper alternative. I might be able to get back in gear, you know? Thanks. Bye.